Hey, hi everyone. Once again, welcome back to my channel Imtiaz IT Service. In this session, we'll be understanding the practical things how we can work with the Hibernate application. Because in the last session, we just understood the architecture, how we can work with the architecture, right? And we have seen all the steps very clearly. If you have not watched that video, please go and watch that video, guys. Fine. As I said, we'll see the completely the practical things in this session. Fine. So just go back to the Eclipse. So as I said, I'll be using the Eclipse for you. If you are comfortable with any other IDs, you can use other IDs also. Fine. So basically, I was using the Eclipse ID there. Now, so the first thing is, if you want to develop the application of Hibernate, as I said, you can work manually as well as by using Hibernate. Eclipse also. If you're using the Eclipse also, you can create a normal project and you can download the jar files, you can add it, and then you can create everything from the scratch, right? So rather than then, as I said, I'll be using the Maven there. So let's learn how to work with the Maven here. Fine. So the first thing is, when you're working with the Maven here, how to create a Maven project. Let's understand first. Okay. So the first thing is I'm going to create the file new. Just go to the Maven project. You can see, guys, there is something called as Maven project, right? Otherwise, you can go for others. Manually, you can type here Maven project. Like this also you can type here. Okay, now fine. So select this one, click on next. Okay, so basically here, when you want to create a Maven project here, either we can create a simple project by skipping the archetype selection here. Okay. So basically what I'm doing here, I'll show you both the ways without using architect as well as with using architect. So first, let me show you with architect and what is the advantage with that. And generally what the Maven will do, okay, with all the things here. So go to the next, and here by default, it will be like this, guys. Select the Maven Central. So it will get all the archetype, okay, that is a manually it will show the templates for you, which is helping us to create or build the application there. Fine. So it is searching us, it is getting from the repository there. It takes some time, just wait. Yeah, you can see guys now. Now just type here Maven archetype sample. Just wait. Let me select here Maven sample. Yeah. Can you see guys now? org.apache.maven.archetype here. So Maven hyphen archetype. Okay. Sample we want here. Actually, look for the sample one. Okay. Yes. Can you see you guys now? We have the sample 1.4 version. Click on next. Now, so if you just look at here, once you select that one, you can find the group ID. Now, basically, you can ask the question, sir, what is a group ID here? Okay? What is a group ID here? Generally, when you're creating the Maven project, guys, the group ID is nothing but a unique base name of the company or a group that you create the project. Okay? So basically, what happens like you can have the multiple projects, right? And you need to identify the unique here, the unique project, okay, across all the projects here. So in this case, we need to specify the unique name here. Okay, na? So you can have the many project names. You can have the many project names, right? So for example, uh, you can have the many projects here. Let's say, for example, let me use here the names. Let's say, for example, we are using the Apache here. So org.apache.maven project we are using. So this is your okay URL actually, and this is the domain name here. Now you can see the domain name is what org, right? So sorry, org.apache. So Maven is one of the projects. So in that we can also have other things. org.apache.commons here. So we have commons is another sub project here, right? So basically, whenever you specify the group ID, so what is the best thing is you can follow the package name rules, whatever the package name rules you can follow, and always give the reverse of the domain name, because for the package also we can follow the reverse of the domain name here. Okay? So for example, if I'm doing for my project for my company here, so I can specify my company website com dot Imtiaz IT service. Okay? This is the reverse of the domain here. So you can specify here. Okay? In that, you can give the project name like my app is the project name here. So automatically creating the package name here. You can see my app. Spelling mistake, my app. Okay? So group ID give you the reverse of the domain name. Okay, always, which is helping us to uniquely identify your project among all the projects. And what is the artifact ID, guys? Now, what is the artifact ID here now? Come on, guys. What is the artifact ID here? So generally here, when you're giving the artifact ID, it is nothing but a unique name of the project. Artifact is what? Unique name of the project. What is the group ID? Unique base name of the company or the group that create the project. So that is a reverse of the domain name. I hope it's clear the differences between the group ID and the artifact ID here. So artifact ID is a unique name of the project, and group ID is what? Unique base name of the company or group that you are creating the project. Okay, so this is the clear for all of you, right? So click on finish. It takes some time. Now finally it is created here. Now you can see the structure, guys. Now what is the advantage here if you're using Maven? As I said here, it creates the structure for you. It is creating the entire structure. Now you can see the structure here. Inside the structure, you can find the src main Java, where you can keep all the source code. Now, suppose if you want to keep the test code, you can keep all the test code here. That means whenever you want to write some unit testing you're using, and you perform the unit test here. Okay. So whenever you want to perform any testing and you want to write the test suite code, you can write inside the folder here. Now we can have the GRE, guys. I'm using 17 version or 17 version here. And the next one is Maven dependencies. That means all the required dependencies added here. Now you can see that by default is added one jar file. Why? I'll be showing for you. Next one is you can find SRC and the targeted. I'll be showing for you in future class what exactly the target here. Now another thing you can find, guys, form.xml file. Now if you just open here, inside this form.xml file, you can find the root tag that is a project, the namespace you can specify here, the version here that is 4 point here, the group ID we have given, artifact ID here, and the version here. Okay, na? I'll be explaining for you in future class all the things practically when you're working on the Maven here. So the name I have given, guys, my app, the description is there, and the URL here. Fine. Now if you see that there is a property here, there is a property called as Maven compiler source code as a target. So that means in which you want to compile and what can be the target. Okay, so we are going to use. So I'm going to use the 1.7. So basically, if you want to change, you can also change it here. Suppose if you want to use 1.8, you can also use the 1.8 version here. It depends on you. So if you see that by default, it is using the 1.7 version there. Is using what? 1.7 version here. By default, is a 17 version it is using for you. Okay, right? So if you want to change it here, you can also change it, go for build path. And from here, you can change it, guys, if you want to change it here. Okay, right? Okay. Now, so let it be here as of now, whatever we have been created so far here. Now, second thing is, if you just look at, guys, there is something called as dependencies. So by default is added one dependency, that is the JUnit here, and the version is 3.8. So what the basically Maven has done, guys, it has been get the required dependency. So from where is getting the required dependencies, guys? It is getting from the central repository. I will show you Maven repository here. That is from here. There is something called as Maven repository. From this is getting the required here. That is JUnit. Okay, so it get the required dependencies, guys. The version is what? Version is taking here 3.81. So it is taken the 3.8 version here. Okay, so this dependency is get it here. You can see the same thing is available. It get the dependency and is added jar file. Now you can see here properties. Okay, let me show you. Right click properties, resource for this folder. My okay, not here, guys. There is a local repository you can see here. Let me show you. What is the location? Let me check the location, guys. Let me see slash users M2. Okay, this is M2 is my local repository. M2 is my local repository. So can you see, guys, now all the required jar files are stored here. So if you just look at JUnit now 3.8.1. Now this is my jar file. Can you see, guys, now jar file is available? So what he has done, guys, now he has get it the required repository. That means what is Maven has done, guys, now basically what the Maven has done. So Maven has connected to the okay central repository. Okay, so where the couple of jar files are available, and he has added in the local repository, that is M2. So he has bring the jar file and he has store in the M2 here. I hope it's clear, guys, now. So that is done here internally by the Maven here. Fine. Okay. So apart from that, if you see that it also added some plugins here. It also added some plugins. In future class, when I talk about Maven separately, I'll be explaining for you. Okay, so now the structure is ready, guys. Apart from that, if you see that in SRC main, he has created the package which we have been declared there, com.its.myapp. And then he has created the class for a sample also. He has created the class also, guys. Now you can see there is a sample class is already built by the Maven here. Now you can test it, guys. Right click, run as. Okay, just wait. I think so. I have not updated here the Maven project. That's the reason it's adding here. Yes. So finally here it is tested. Now it's working, guys. Now yes, perfectly is working here. Right. We can also test it, guys. If you want to test the application, you can perform the unit testing here. So if you see that already test suite code also has been written. So in future class, I'll be talking separately about the test code also, right? So this is how generally you can create a Maven project and you can start working with that here. I hope it's clear for everyone. Okay, now what we want, guys, now we required the Hibernate software also. We need the database jar files. So what you can do, guys, now you can go to the Maven repository and you can search here for Hibernate. Just type Hibernate, guys. So just take the first one, Hibernate core. Okay, Hibernate core. Now you can see that there are a lot of versions are defined here. There are a lot of versions, right? You can see here. Okay. So you can, if you want to take the latest version also, you can take, that is up to you. You can take the latest version 6.4 and just keep here and then come here and then you can add the dependency here. I'm just adding the dependency, guys. Now just save it, guys. Now once you save here, now what exactly is doing, guys, now for you? Automatically is connecting with the central repository, getting the required jar file. Now you can ask me this, sir, you have just added Hibernate core jar file only. Yes or not? Hibernate core. That is 6.41. Now you can see that Hibernate core. But how these other jar files are getting, sir? As I said for you guys, if this Hibernate jar file is depend on other jar file, what the Maven is doing here automatically is getting the required jar files, is getting the logging transaction here. Okay, as well as what other jar files. So you can see that all the other required jar files also getting by the Maven here. So that's the advantage if I use a Maven project here. Apart from that, we also need another jar file, that is MySQL, guys. MySQL jar file also be required here. Let's add it here. MySQL connector jar file. Let's use the version, latest version. Get it, copy, and then bring it here. Okay, let's add it here. Save it. Now, if you see that there is no MySQL now, once it's connecting, it is getting the MySQL. Can you see guys now? So automatically is getting the required jar file. So what we have done guys as of now in this session, we just learn how to create a Maven project. And then next thing, what we have learned, what is the advantage if I use Maven and how the Maven is creating the structure for us and how is getting the required jar files for us. Okay. And for developing the Hibernate application, so what are the required jar files we required guys? We require the Hibernate core. And once we added here, whatever the dependency jar file is there, it also added in the project. Second thing is we require the MySQL connector. So for connecting with the MySQL database here. So this is one thing we have done setup guys. I hope it's clear for everyone. It's clear for all of you. Okay, sir, what if that, if I'm creating the Maven project, let's create Maven project guys. So if you see that we can create a simple project by skipping the architect selection. So if you don't want to select the architect and you want to create manually, then you can create a simple project like this. Now you can give guys a reverse of domain name, IITS, and my project name guys. And then you can also specify here, my app is already there now. So let's say simple app. You can give PS simple app here. I'm just giving the project. Click on finish. Now let's see that what is the difference here. Now, if you see guys, in this case, it was creating the main source, but it's not defining the package name. It is not defining the class. It is also not created the class, right? And but it's created SRC main resource. Here also created ma. We just need to update it here. So what we have to do is just go for build path, configure build path. Go for, where is that here? Yeah, you can select here because you're not selected. If it is required, it will create. Still is not created here. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's update the project. Update. Okay, update the manual project. If not, we can create the manually also, guys. Whatever the resource is there now, you can create manually here. Here also you can create SRC main resource also you can create. Like this, you can create this separately here. Like SRC dot main dot resource. You can create manually also. If it is not there, we can create manually. There is no problem. Okay, na? Now, if you see that SRC main resource there, main Java is there, test is there. But what is the difference, guys? Here, in case of this one, it is not creating the main class. Okay, na? Next one is GR is 1.5 by default is taking, and pom.xml file also created, but there is no dependencies. So what we have to do, we need to add the manually. So what are the things manually we have to add ma? These are the things we have to add manually. So we have to add the properties manually. Let me show you. Okay, next thing is we have to add the dependencies manually. So all the things are dependent. We are adding manually, guys. Okay, so then we are saving here. I just go back and cross check it here. Maven, just update the project. Just update the project, guys. Yes, now you can see, guys, GRE 17 here. Can you see all the jar files, guys? Yes, perfectly is working. Now you can create manually here class as a test. I'm just writing the test class here. You can give the package name, whatever the package name you want here. Let's say, for example, you want ITS dot, let's see, and here main, right, system dot println, right, so right here, hello, right click, run as Java application. Yes, perfectly is working, guys, right? So I hope it's clear how to create the Maven project, okay, and then how to use archetype, predefine archetype, and how to skip that one here. So with this one, I hope it's very clear for everyone. So in this video, we just understand how to create the Maven project and how we can add the dependency. In the next video, guys, we'll try to learn how to create the Hibernate application. Fine. Thank you for watching this video. So if you like, please comment and subscribe my channel, guys, and share this video for all the people. Thank you so much.